Universe now at peace following Moro's death, Jako joins Calamise on a visit to the galactic prison, where they visit the surviving members of Saganbo's galactic bandit brigade. Calamise asks Yumba if he knows anything about a faint distress signal that came from the crater on Earth after Moro's demise, though they do not. Zoyogi speaks up, berating them for having destroyed 7-3, a being they had stolen that was filled with data and turned into a powerhouse. Yumba then asks if 7-3 has truly been destroyed, and when Jako assumes that he must have due to there no longer being a trace left of Moro, starts chuckling, calling them fools for not making sure. The two head to the crater on Earth, where they try to find any trace of 7-3, but are unable to, as two other beings had found him first and placed 7-3's head into a container. They soon get in their spaceship and take off. A few months later, on a spaceship far away from Earth, an attendant approaches his master Goichi to relay information that the data from 7-3 has been copied into all of their units. 7-3 had previously been stolen from Goichi by Saganbo and the Galactic Bandit Brigade, but has now been returned to them, stronger than ever. Elated by this news, Goichi believes it is now his time to rule the universe. Just then, in another ship, Granolah, who is receiving support from a person named Oatmeal, approaches and boards Goichi's ship. Using his weaponry, he is able to dispatch the guards that were sent out to confront him as well as the OG soldiers. After a specific unit in mind, Granolah enters another room where he finds his target, OG-73I, otherwise known as 7-3. After securing him, he heads for the Hithis base. Along the way, Granolah has a flashback to a time when the Saya rays invaded his planet and killed his people, also remembering a great ape with a cross-shaped scar. Granolah awakens inside his spaceship and speaks with Oatmeal, who asks him why he continues to obsess over the Freezer Force. Granolah explains that his obsession stems from the Saiyans who slaughtered his race, the Cerealians, and that the Saya race themselves were reportedly wiped out by a meteor that destroyed their home planet, robbing him of his chance to get revenge. Meanwhile, on Biru's planet, Whis injects the oracle fish with some vitamins to put him to sleep due to his insomnia. Whis explains that, when the oracle fish is suffering from a lack of sleep, it can be a bad omen for the future. Following this, Goku and Whis continue training, with Goku taking on Ultra Instinct at will, though he still proves to be no match for Whis. Whis explains that wielding Ultra Instinct is merely the starting point, as it is possible to gain a much greater level of control over it than what Goku currently has. Beerus asks if Vegeta plans to master Ultra Instinct too, but he declines. Beerus then mentions that there may be another way for him to grow stronger, as Ultra Instinct is not the only technique of the gods, as that is merely what the angels use, and that the gods of destruction use something else entirely. Although Beerus refuses to tell him what the technique is, he does tell Vegeta that he is going to get some exercise and that, if he sees anything he wants, he is free to steal it. Elsewhere, Granolah makes it to the Hithis base, running into Soshiru along the way, who suggests splitting the prize money that will be obtained for handing in 7-3. Instead, Granolah threatens Soshiru and makes his way inside. There he speaks with Elec, the leader of the Hithis, and hands over his bounty. After receiving payment, Elec explains that he does not intend to create an army but to simply gain intel from 7-3 instead. He also informs him of Frieza's revival. Eager to get his chance for revenge, Granolah demands to know where he is. Finding his actions to be unacceptable, Gaz restrains Granolah. Elec says that taking on Frieza will take time and planning, and he must bide his time until they are ready. Granolah agrees to leave things until then and takes off. Elec speaks with his family, saying that they would be in hot water if Granolah surpassed Gaz in strength and truthfully intends for Fraser to take Granolah out and plans to use 7-3 in order to locate Zuno. Planet Serial DBS Chapter 68-10 Granolah aims at Soshiru. As Granolah makes his way to his home planet, he is ambushed by Soshiru and his men. He tricks them into boarding his ship and begins snipping away at them. Oatmeal explains that Cerealian's right eyes are adapted for sharpshooting and that Granolah is a cut above the rest. After Soshiru retreats, Granolah tells Oatmeal that he missed one of his targets, admitting that he is still not powerful enough to take on Fraser but vows to get stronger than anyone. Back on Biru's planet, the Oracle Fish talks in his sleep, saying that the balance in Universe 7 is shifting and the strongest warrior in the universe will soon rise up. Granolah arrives at his home planet, which is now inhabited by Sugarians. The Sugarians treat Granolah as one of them, but Granolah refuses to live in their city because he feels the planet now belongs to them. He now lives in the mountains, with a view of the Cerealians' former city, now destroyed. Meanwhile, Beerus questions Vegeta about the Saiya's destructive history. Vegeta doesn't understand how this relates to learning a technique used by the gods of destruction. Beerus shows off his powers and destroys a decorative planet, then tells Vegeta that if he doesn't let the sins of his race go, he will never be able to wield the power of destruction. Beerus reveals to Vegeta that he was the one who told Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta, causing Vegeta to outrage and attack Beerus. Beerus dodges Vegeta's attack, then hits him with a Hakai, destroying part of his armor. With Vegeta defeated by Beerus once again, the god of destruction tells him that to grow stronger he must rebuild himself from scratch, as that before creation comes destruction. At the Hithis base, Elec uses 7-3 to view memories of the Galactic Bandit Brigade interrogating Zuno and learns of the existence of the dragonballz. Reminded of the Namekian race, Elec mentions that there is a lone Namekian named Monaito that still lives on Serial with Granolah. Back on Serial, Granolah arrives at his home where he sees Monaito. During a conversation, the elderly Namekian advises Granolah not to seek revenge against Frieza as he is not strong enough. Granolah suggests using the planet's own set of Dragon Balls in order to grant a wish for strength, but knows that he is unable as he requires a second Dragon Ball in order to summon the dragon. Monaito once again advises Granolah to enjoy the life they have and forget about revenge, and Granolah reluctantly agrees. However, as night rolls by, Granolah learns on the news that the second Dragon Ball had been found by a local and is currently being researched at an institute. Donning a disguise, Granolah heads into the city, sneaks into the institute and steals the Dragon Ball before escaping back into the mountains. There he summons the wish-granting dragon, Toronbo, and asks him if he can be turned into the greatest warrior in the universe, but soon finds out that the wish cannot be made so easily. Though Toronbo is able to increase his strength, he is not able to increase his power beyond his own latent potential unless he agrees to a specific condition. Willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goal of defeating Frieza, Granolah accepts the condition. DBS 7001 Vegeta uses Hakai on Beerus' planet. Vegeta continues to train, attempting to destroy a small rock using Hakai but instead destroys it via a simple energy blast. Having done it wrong, Beerus explains the technique and shows the correct method, creating a large blast in the process. Close by, Goku trains with Whis, commenting on which of the two will become the strongest in the universe. Whis, however, says that perhaps neither will become the strongest, but someone else entirely, though he does not know of anyone currently stronger than the Saya pair. The oracle fish awakens, proclaiming that the strongest warrior in the universe will soon rise up. Vegeta overhears this and, appearing in front of Goku and Whis, displays the Hakai ability by destroying a tiny pebble, saying that soon he will be destroying much larger things. On cereal, the dragon departs, leaving Granolah alone, now with hair that has grown considerably down past his shoulders. After testing out his newfound might, Monito, having felt the aftermath from his own home, heads out to see him. Granolah explains that he has used the Dragon Balls to become the strongest warrior in the universe and is now capable of taking down Frieza. Monito criticizes his decision, though it falls on deaf ears as Granolah quickly takes off to see Elec to ask him for Frieza's location. 2 days later, Granolah arrives at the Hithis base demanding Frieza's location. Annoyed by the interference, Elec asks all to see him out, only for Granolah to easily overpower him. Elec then tells all to fight him. The fight proves to be one-sided as all is unable to land a single blow, with his comrade Maki faring no better. Satisfied at Granolah's power but curious all the same, Elec has Granolah explain where he got his strength from. Granolah tells the Hithis that he has sacrificed 150 of his remaining years in order to obtain his current power and now only has 3 years left to live as a result. Elec accepts the explanation, though tells Granolah to head home as they do not know Frieza's exact location and finding out such a thing will take time. Granolah then leaves. Later on, while the Hithis have dinner, Elec discusses the current situation, believing that it is not wise for Granolah to take Frieza out as he will take his place in his stead, a position that he believes belongs to them. Not wanting Granolah to destroy the Frieza